Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Nimama Forum that is going to be happening for the next 3 days. I'm here as a participant and also as part of the bigger movement of End Femicide KE, where we have converged from all 42 counties. We have representatives here today, and we've come to basically unpack and also learn more on how we can tackle matters to do with human rights, and also to look at how we can continue engaging going forth on issues to do with femicide. As we are aware, and as my lead director has already said, the numbers are going up and the institutions are not actually assisting. And that's why as End Femicide KE movement, we took it upon ourselves, our movement, to go within these counties and continue with awareness creation, to engage the institutions that are very much in the forefront to fighting matters to do with GBV. We also looked at reviewing the GBV policies within different counties that are already being tabled. We've also had conversations with key stakeholders. That includes the government, that includes the county officials, that includes the gender desk representatives from the police stations, that also includes the justice system, where now we are also having conversations on how these matters can actually be made to go fast instead of the delay that we are facing when it comes to giving justice to victims of femicide. As we are here today, we are also not forgetting the women within the grassroots who are facing a lot of challenges when it comes to reports. And that's what we are looking at. How can we make reports for femicide or even GBV very much clearer within the grassroots? We are looking at the reporting of these cases. We are looking at those within the crime department, within the police stations. What are the markers? What are the identification targets that we should be looking out for as HRDs? When we go to the corridors, what are we supposed to present within the court that is actually going to be justifiable? What evidence do we need when it comes to data collection? And also to just see that the families of victims are also given the justice that they deserve. Because we've seen there's a lot of also TFGBV where you find victims of femicide are being very much, their names are being smeared around the social media, they're being blamed. We've seen even our leaders stating that some of the victims from femicide brought that upon themselves. So we are looking at what are the languages that we are using when it comes to even amplifying matters to do with femicide, and why has it become sensationalized instead of being shunned upon and telling the people of Kenya that this should not be happening, that our women and girls should be safe wherever they go and whoever they are with.
Some looking at the debating that unpaid care, unpaid labor for women at home is being difficult.
When you look at, when you want to talk about unpaid labor, you're also looking at the mental health of a woman when they are home. What are the kind of stresses they're going through? What are the kind of pressures they're going through as women? And you find that a woman will wake up from 5 in the morning and will be the last person to go to bed. They're the ones who are making sure the homestead is safe. They're the ones making sure the community is safe. You'll find them converging and having conversation. And this at times is looked at, women don't have anything to do. It is assumed that if a woman is staying at home, they don't have any value to add to the community or to the country at large, which is a false lie. Women raise kids. Women are the ones who contribute to the health and well-being of the men in this community. And that's why you're seeing there are other organizations that are coming up with positive masculinity approach, where now we're also engaging the men in conversations to do with GBV. We're engaging the men holding spaces that women are supposed to hold to actually understand why they're in those spaces. Tell me, why should we be having a male gender officer when women are in these spaces that can actually understand what the women are going through? And this does not mean that we are saying that men do not go through this thing, but we're also just saying that the higher percentage and what the data shows is women, and only a woman can understand the challenges that a woman is going through.
Okay, so my name's Honorable Mary Simat. I'm from Narok County, and I'm also the chair of the Board of Trustees of Defenders Coalition. So we are here today on the theme of accelerate action on issues or on matters women human rights defenders. So we have come here to gather so that we can be able to come up with an agenda that will present to the country that the women human rights defenders who are participating in this forum will be able to carry on to our local levels when we live here, because of the very many cases that are happening, especially on femicide cases. We are aware as a country that it's probably over 170 or 200 women that are being killed on the basis of gender-based violence, and we are here also and representing ourselves to the country and to especially the DPP to see what actions they will be able to do, or they can be able to do, so that we can be able to stop the killings, abductions of our women, especially because they are the ones who are most vulnerable, that the society, the society where they come from gets into them. They are the people that are, the women are the people that are most in positions that suffer from the violences, and we are here to talk about it and to bring to an end to femicide in Kenya. The task force that was formed, that has just been formed. We are yet to see what they are going to do. We are yet to see what they intend to implement. Probably it is, maybe we can say, maybe it is a bit early to criticize them, but what we are trying to say is that I hope that they are ready, they are set, because it is not easy. And I hope that the task force that has been formed cannot just be like any other task forces. Gender-based violence or femicide is not any other task like or any other task force like the ones that are normally formed for land task forces or any other issues to do with probably politics or constitution task forces. This is a unique task force, and we are hoping that it is going to make a difference and that everybody in Kenya will be able to feel it, so that it is not the usual collecting of facts, collecting of data, and then maybe probably being put into the drawers, because sometimes issues can be very bad. We are hoping that they will also be able to work with the women rights defenders in the local levels, so that they can be able to find the true facts of what is happening to them. So we are watching them, we are ready to work with them, we shall collaborate with them, we shall cooperate to give them every information that they require, because these are the the women represented here and others who are not here are the ones who really are familiar, or the ones that are in touch with the people that are, that are suffering, the women and the girls that are suffering at the local level.
Among the issues raised here is criminalization of femicide in the country. Could you speak about that completely? Suggestion to criminalize femicide in the country. Currently it's recognized as murder or manslaughter or any other crime.
So what we are trying to do here is that we want that the issues that affects women that can be criminalized, just like murder or rape, or it has to be put into law, so that any person that is found perpetrating issues on women or girls can face the law like a murderer, like a rapist, like a thief, a thief that the robes with violence. That is what we want to come out in this forum, to state that we no longer want our cases to be treated just like any other case, like a case like that of a a villager that has stolen chicken. We are not chicken, we are humans. So we want our cases to be treated very seriously, and will come up here with an agenda. We shall write a memorandum and we can even present to the task force that has been formed, so that we can, so that we push that our issues can be criminalized and that they can be dealt with at another level of law, and not just like any other the country is doing at the moment.
What does this trigger gender violence and the human rights violation?
What does it trigger? I don't get
What
it.
issue does trigger gender violence and human rights violation?
Yeah, this is a society thing. Like women and girls, some of it is cultural, some of it is religious, and this is what we want to say. We no longer want our women and girls to be dealt with, just because you did not do anything wrong right in the society, then you become a victim. We don't want to be victims on cultural and religious and traditional values that were meant or found long time ago. So everything that happens at the grassroots level or the local level, it's being triggered by people just around them. Why do you rape a girl? Why do you fight a woman because she didn't make ugali? She made raw ugali. Some of these cases are just cases that are not supposed to, to appear or to be heard. So we want to make sure that these cases come to an end, and that the courts can be able to deal with any case that affects women like a criminal.
Yeah, my name is Kamau Ngugi. I'm the Executive Director of the Defenders Coalition, which is the National Coalition of Human Rights Defenders, which hosts the Nimama network and also supports the End Femicide campaign in Kenya. We are here to start a series of activities towards the celebration, the international celebration of the International Day for Women. But we feel that that is not a one-day event. The 8th of March should not just be an activity that only we remember to celebrate and to talk about the violations that affect women, but it's a continuous process. So the whole of this week, we have gathered together more than 115 women from across the country, mostly people working at the community level, because that is where a lot of human rights violations are taking place against women. They are dealing with serious violations from rape of young girls, from defilement to killings, physical violence. And for that reason, today we want to, for this week, to recognize that recently there is a technical working group to end sexual and gender-based violence and femicide. And we want to discuss on key recommendations that we feel are necessary so that there will be a deliberate and positive response moving forward. I think we should be sad as a country that in 2024, we lost 170 women. Most of them are breadwinners. These are hardworking women. These are young women with a future, just killed just because they are women. And I think, and again, the year before, again, about 75 women were killed in 2023 just because they are women. I think those kind of statistics should scare everyone, and I think we need to look for a lasting solution. So this is a meeting that will come up with the recommendations to the government and the task force that was created recently, where we are going to make a serious recommendation that also include very, very serious and radical recommendations that will make it, one, to deter men from killing women, but the other is to ensure that the society recognizes the value that every human being brings to the society, particularly our women, particularly our mothers, our daughters, our girls. So we believe that by listening to the voices of women who are at the forefront from every corner of this country, we shall be able to give very, very useful recommendations. Already, one of the critical mention is that we have, first of all, to stop being statistics builders, but to humanize the women, to just showcase the work that women do. We need to also have laws that recognize that the crime that touches one section of a society, of a people, that's more like hate crime. And therefore, it needs to come with the penalties that are equal to what we would consider hate crime or other serious crimes that affect society, because we cannot progress as a country, we cannot progress in the world without ensuring that every person in the society is safe, every woman is safe. So as part of the celebration for this year, we are going to develop action plans that when the technical group comes, receive our recommendations, we shall deliberately monitor and follow up to ensure that they are all implemented. And just like before, we want to say that if we don't keep this conversation in the map, we'll continue losing our families, we're going to lose our future generation, and that is something we must stop. So we hope that the human rights defenders in this country will continue to prioritize the issues against gender-based violence and the killing of women, the femicide. But at the same time, also call on the media to continue with supporting this campaign, because we have been happy and lucky to have the Kenyan media prioritize and focus and recognize how bad this situation is in this country and has continued to highlight. We hope that there will be a continuation so that the parliament can also now listen, that the executive can listen, and that the society can listen. And we say that we must insist that Kenya will be the safest place for our women, our girls to thrive. Thank you.
All right, and maybe what is your take about, as an organization, what is your take about the kind of speed in which these cases of femicide have been taken in the corridors of justice? We had Collins Dumaisi, who was linked to femicide. He's still a fugitive of the law. What is your take about the speed in which these cases are being dealt with?
At this point, we feel that what is enabling the violations and the killings of women is the fact that there has not been decisive action by the society and the institutions to deal with this issue once and for all. I say this because we have seen some of the people that have been responsible for gruesome murders of women are senior politicians in this country. But the wheels of justice take too long. Yet, if those matters were concluded quickly, there will be deterrent and other people will stop engaging in such violations. But for as long as it takes too long to address some of these cases, we have always requested, and we are happy that we had representation from the ODPP, the cases that touches on the killing of members of our society, particularly women, should be fast-tracked. And I think that is the only way. But in addition, the laws that exist, the laws of assault or murder, I mean, these are laws that do not have the weight of the issue, because this is where you're singling out some members of the society, women, so you devalue them and you feel that you can kill them whenever you want. And I think that is why we feel there has to be much more stronger laws than currently is, so that people can recognize that it's not business as usual.